Good. Are we good to go?
We're good to go. Take it away,
Perfect.
Kim.
Thank you so much. We've already said that, but we really, really, really mean it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And it always is encouraging to me, like, even though there isn't like tons of people on exactly right now, but the beauty of these recordings is that you get to share them with other people. If there's been something specific that you have heard that you just it makes you think about somebody else that might also be able to benefit in the same way that you get to then share the recording of these evenings. And I love that. So thank you so much for taking part of your summer evening to come and join us tonight. We're super excited to have three ladies share parts of their story with us tonight. Obviously, we can't go into stacks and stacks of detail because then we might be here for hours. I have no idea. But they're going to just share parts of their story with us. So I'm going to start off with the first couple, and we're going to I'm just going to ask them some questions, and that will just kind of take them back in memory lane, and you'll be able to hear some interesting pieces of their story. So first lady that we're going to be listening to or hearing her share is Samantha. And welcome here, Samantha. So glad to have you here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
So I would love for you to just start off by letting us know how long have you been using Plexus products, and then what was something that piqued your interest to start using them in the first place?
I had started back in, I would say like December 2017, to really we had a new year, new you start in 2018. And what piqued my interest was everybody was talking about gut health. What is gut health? I had no idea. But it said that it was going to give you a lot of energy and you were going to feel good. And I had the brain fog from being mom, right? I had three little ones and had no energy. So that's what piqued my interest was friends that had been on it saying gut health. Gut health is the key.
And yes, it still is a catchphrase even today, right? And so we started the same year then, Samantha. Interesting.
Oh, hey, who
Same
knew?
samers. So which products did you start with?
I started with the triplex. I was pretty that's the OG, I think, of Plexus. Is you start with your pink drink, your bio cleanse, and then it was the ProBio 5 or CA. No, it's 5, right?
It was 5.
Right? Yeah. And I was pretty committed on it. Like if you start it, you commit, right? And so that's what they told me. Like my sponsor told me, start on this, take it slow, with the pink drink. And I got to tell you, it was exciting to start a new year on products, with a group of people. It was fun.
It's really neat doing it with a group. What do you think? What were some of the changes that you noticed in your first couple of months taking those three products?
Well, they weren't great. I'm going to be honest. My first experience was I was getting globs of it was almost like globs were in my vision, like these little things were coming into my vision, and I had no idea what they were. It scared me so bad. And I had talked with my sponsor, and she kind of talked a little bit about detox, but I didn't believe it, right? I was like, no. I went to the optometrist, and they're like, oh, they're floaties. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, no, I've never had these before. Why is this starting? So I was instructed just to take a little bit of pink drink at a time because I was starting to detox, and eventually those went away. And then I started getting bloated. And I'm like, this is not fun, guys. Like, I thought we were going to have some fun doing this. This is not fun. I started getting bloated. I was irritable. I'm like, and they're like, well, I was instructed. They're like, I had a really great support team. They're like, Sam, your body has to get rid of years of crap that you've had. Like it doesn't change overnight. This is a process, right? You got to be patient with it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And the only reason why I went through it was because of this group. We were all doing it together and we were all experiencing something similar, right? Maybe at different times. But yeah, I was getting bloated. I wasn't feeling great. But I would say after 3 months, after a good 3 months, I started feeling like I had energy to spare, which I've never had since I was a kid. I had felt so good.
So if you're thinking about that part of it, and it's so encouraging, some of like, not the first part, not the detoxing part so much, but
No.
what encouragement would you have to somebody brand new starting on the products now?
I would say if you're feeling like if you're even considering doing something for yourself, something for like, and if you've got family and kids around you and you're irritable and you're grumpy and you have no energy for them and you know you got to do something for yourself, do it. Like it's so worth it to have that. Like if you're good, they're going to be good, right? They're going to be a lot happier if you're happier, right? And I would say, and you know, you got to have this energy for your kids. You got to have this energy for like all the things you want to do, like enough of the brain fog. And honestly, and I'm going to be honest with you, don't stop them. I stopped. I felt so good. I'm like, I could save some money here. I don't need to do this anymore. You know, life changes, things change. I stopped and I'm getting back on them again. And it's hard and I'm not being consistent. I'm not seeing what I should be seeing because it's me, right? So again, get a group together, make a plan, and start them, and because consistency is the key.
It really, really is. Consistency is so, so important. And you know,
Yeah.
we always say if you want to see results, consistency has to be part of the commitment.
100%. I've seen it. I know it. It's here, right?
Yeah.
So it's just
So hey, so even you sharing it now tonight will be your kick in the pants to be more consistent and committed even to yourself.
totally. You like you said, you're starting to see me again, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm getting myself serious. It's a mental thing. Like you got to get yourself wanting to do this. Like you got to say yes. I need this for me.
Yeah. So, so good. Thank you so much for sharing. I love that. And so good to see you back. I love
Yeah, for
that.
sure.
Thank you. So next lady who's going to share is my cousin from 3 provinces over, Darlene. And so I'm so thankful that you said yes to sharing with us tonight. And so I'll ask you the same questions. How long have you been on the product? Now this is going to be a different answer than Samantha, that's for sure. And what actually got you inspired enough to start?
Okay. Hi, everyone. So I've been on the product since it's coming on 10 months now. So October of last year is when I started. And what piqued my interest? Okay, I was kind of secretly watching a few people online and loved seeing the testimonials and stuff. And I thought, oh, I don't know if that could ever work for me. It's so good that it's working for all these other people, but I just don't know if it would work for me. And then I was like, we all probably have heard this phrase of sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I had put on a lot of weight during COVID. And that was just sort of dragging me down, and the energy was very low. I mean, I was a couch potato during COVID. Probably lots of us were. And so I was sick of being tired and not having energy and just pain to even go for a walk, that sort of thing. So inflammation and pain was another big thing for me. But trying to get on this program was not easy. Because first of all, I was very skeptical because it's a multi-level marketing thing. And then my skepticism wasn't even as much as my husband. So having to try to convince him was quite a process and quite a job. So finally, I just put it to him and said, you know, there is a 60-day money back guarantee. Can't you let me just at least try this to see if it could make a difference in my health and my life? And if it doesn't, I'll stop. But can't you just at least let me try? So he finally gave in. Yeah, so that's kind of how my journey started.
I love that he folded and let you try. And we all know that 2 months technically isn't, bigger changes come often after 2 months, but I'm so glad that he let you try and that you actually experienced enough to that you stayed on.
Yeah.
That's so good. So which
Yeah.
products did you start with, Darlene?
Well, I did not start with Triplex because I had tasted the Slim from me. Somebody had given me a Slim to taste at some point, like probably long before this. And I just thought, nope, I can't do it. I hate it. It's so gross. I cannot commit to doing this every day. No, thank you. So I started with Ease because inflammation and pain was actually quite big for me. And I was going to start with only one product because I thought this is so darn expensive. That's all I can afford. But then my really sweet health coach, and she's just listening on tonight, Sharon, she was telling me all the benefits of, your gut health is quite important and all of this kind of stuff. So I thought, well, okay, if I'm going to do this, like I might as well go for the gut health too. I didn't go all in, obviously, because I didn't do Triplex. So I did the ProBio and the Bio Cleanse and the Ease. Those were my three things I started with. And then the Slim came much later.
Well, you picked 3 awesome products to start with. And so I love that we can tailor make this to needs of people. I think that's amazing. So
Yeah.
what did you notice in your first couple months of taking the products?
Okay, well, there was a lot to notice. First off, I started losing weight quite quickly. Like in my first month, I lost over 5 pounds. And I've been told that that's not usually what happens to most people. But here's the thing, I am a rule keeper. So when someone tells me you need to take this on an empty stomach, which means 1 hour before you eat anything or 2 hours after, that is the rule I'm going to stick with. So that right off the bat cut out so much snacking and nighttime eating and all that kind of stuff. The other thing is that I was not a water drinker, never really have been. I would say maybe I was drinking 1.5 to 2 cups of water. And then when I was told you should be drinking half your body weight in ounces, I said, no, I can't do that. That's too much. I weigh too much and that's way too many ounces for me. So I figured I can at least make a goal to improve. So even if I upped it by like 2 extra cups or 3 extra cups a day, that would already be a huge improvement for me. So that's what my goal was, and I started doing that. Then my pain and inflammation started decreasing in the first couple of months quite a bit. And by month 2, I had lost over 13 pounds. So now my energy is climbing. I'm having an easier time getting up off the floor and such, which was one of my goals because I'm a grandma of 4 very active grandchildren. And I didn't want to be that grandma that just sits on the couch and on the floor and says, here, bring that over here and we'll play here. Like they like me to chase them around and do all the active stuff. So finally I was able to start doing that kind of stuff. So the other thing I noticed was, so I have been a chronically constipated person for most of my life, probably like 40 years. And I started pooping like there was no tomorrow. And it was actually insane. I don't know if your team talks this openly, but our team does. So here I am, and I'm going to tell you about my poop. And but it went like way overboard. Like from going like not every day necessarily, and not easily, to going like sometimes 6 to 10 times a day. So my first month, my treat after 1 month was ordering a bidet from Amazon because I just needed it. Like spending that much time on the toilet constantly, way too much toilet paper, baby wipes, the whole thing, getting a sore bum, all of it. So the bidet was my treat, and it has been an absolute game changer.
I never thought about getting that as a reward, never in my whole life, but that's amazing. This is so good. So last question for you is, what would you say to someone brand new? What encouragement would you give someone brand new starting up?
Well, first of all, just decide to start. Start being scared, start whatever, like start and make tiny goals. Like for me, I couldn't see myself drinking that much water, but I could say I'll do better. I'll do an improvement. And actually, the water drinking did improve. And just like I had never pooped that often, I hadn't drank that much water in my life either. So that was an improvement. So just start with tiny goals and stick with them. Be consistent. Like, you just have to be consistent, because if you skip around and just do this like half-ass.
We know what you wanted to say.
I did say it. Then that's not going to serve you well. And another very, very important thing is to stick close with your health coach, sponsor, whatever you want to call her or him. I think it's mostly hers, but stick with them and be open and honest. Like, I mean, you have nothing to lose but all the bad stuff. So, and trust the process. It is not going to happen overnight. It is not a quick fix. It's not a Band-Aid. It's not magic. It took me about 7-ish months till my bowels started regulating. And that is not a lie. It was horrible. I was scared to go on holidays, scared to go camping, because I can't bring a bidet with me in my trailer. It's hard when you're uptown and you suddenly need to go and you don't have a bidet with you. Like, it really, so you just have to be patient and trust the process and listen to your coach.
Well, there is like stacks of great advice. Again, consistency is now said by both of them. And so thank you so much for sharing tonight. Your humor was wonderful. I love it. So thank you. So now our third one is going to be Paige, and she's a friend that I met at my first convention in Columbus, Ohio. And so Paige, so thrilled to have you here. And so looking forward to what you're going to share as well.
So much. Oh, Darlene, I think you're like my new favorite person. Like goals, bidet. So anyway, like, that's awesome. Anyway, so I have been taking the products now. Next month it'll be 4 years. Like 4 years has just zoomed by fast. And what piqued my interest with these products is that I had tried literally everything else. Like if there was a shake or a program or a diet or some kind of meal planning, like been there, done that, probably still like have t-shirts and workout program, like you name it, I did it. And I did that for a solid 7 years. And I just like, I got nowhere. I would exercise 6 days a week for hours. And like we have 4 kids, and we had all our kids, and we would just, I would wake up, even in the middle of the night, I'd nurse them, and then I'd be sure to be up because I was committed. I'm a rule follower. I was committed. So I was going to do this workout at whatever time, regardless of the sleep I had. And I would get up and I would work out, but I would still go to bed with like such a distended belly and like no pooping pretty much. It was just like, it was terrible. And then I'm thinking, I'm eating all this healthy stuff, but then I would tell myself, you can't have anything treat wise. And then I'd want to binge eat all the crap, right? So it's like I had a solid week and then I would binge all the crap. And I'm like, man, this is the back and forth cycle. So I remember talking to my husband, saying like, this is different. This is different. Because it's not like a diet. It's not whatever. And he just kind of looked at me, and there were some other things. I was not a happy wife, and I was just tired and grumpy all the time. And I told him I was tired and grumpy, and every day, every single day, and just counted down the minutes till bedtime from wake up time. And we had, at that time, when I very first started, we had a month-old baby. So he was our caboose, baby number 4, and he was a month old. And I thought, okay, well, I'm at the end. I'm never gonna lose this weight. I'm never gonna stop eating all the sugar. I'm so done. I was so burnt out from that, like diet, workout, diet, workout, diet, workout lifestyle. And I thought, I just want to do something different. And so I stopped exercising altogether, which don't do that. But I did because I had worked out to punish my body. I had such a toxic relationship with physical movement. And so anyway, so that's what I started with. And even in the first couple of weeks with these products, I didn't have to nap when my newborn napped. I could be up 3-4 times in the night nursing, or rotating bedrooms, literally, because it's like this kid needs water and this kid has to go to the bathroom and this one needs a snack and this one, it needs to be nursed. And I would be up all night, it felt like, and I didn't have to nap the next day. And it's like, oh, I can get more done. Like, this is actually kind of fabulous. And so that was like the number one thing for me is time. I wanted my like 4 hours of like couch time back to myself. Like, I wanted to get things done. And I remember thinking, I'm never going to get anything done because I'm just tired all the time. And I just want Disney to babysit all day long because I'm just done. But when I got that back, that was the number one thing that I noticed. 100% was the energy. I got that couch time back. And I mean, over the years, I've noticed, like, I don't have a very big frame, but losing weight, I lost my baby weight within like the first 6 months. And even now, like, you still lose inflammation, which is inches. And I'm like, it's crazy to be almost the same size as I was in high school. Like, that's crazy to me, but it is. Like, it is that way right now. And I'm thinking that's after 4 kids. And I feel probably way better than I did in high school. So I started with just the triplex. And I added in Ease and X Factor. So now I take all 5. But when I very first started, I was like Darlene, a rule follower. Like, if someone said, take it here, like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to stay committed and they say it's going to change my life. So I'm just going to like keep going. And for a while, I kind of waited for the other foot to drop, but like, it hasn't. So I'm not even waiting anymore. Like, it's just not going to drop. So like, don't think that it's not going to work or that you're some special unicorn and it won't work for you, because it will. Like, just keep going. And what else? Oh gosh, like, what would I recommend? Yeah, just like, don't think that you're the exception to the rule. Like, we all got sick differently, right? And we're all at different stages of life. We've all experienced different things. But just because you've experienced maybe different things than your sponsor doesn't mean it's not going to work for you at all. I would say, don't think train your mind to not think that you are the exception. Like, start looking for the good, start looking for the things that, just write everything down, every little thing. This might be, well, it's not TMI, but I had a toenail that fell off once every few months, like, for like no reason whatsoever. It just like fell off, and then it would grow back and be beautiful, and then it would fall off again. And I'm like, what the what? I haven't lost that toenail in like 3 years. So that's winning. But like, things like that, okay? Like, we're talking like small little things. So, it might not happen all in big one whoosh, like, wow, it's not magic. It's not like you're healed type thing, right? But write down the little things that bug you from the day to day, right? And then one day those things will be gone. One day they'll just be gone, and you won't remember what it'll be like to have them. So anyway, that's what I would say. Don't count yourself out. Don't think you're so special that it's not going to work for you. It will. It will. So there you have it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Paige. I love each story, each a little bit different, but so good to hear from each of you. So thank you so much. Julie's just going to highlight a couple products for us, and then that would pretty much wrap up our night.
For sure. Thanks, ladies. Those were also good to hear. And I loved each and every one of your tips too, because those are all important to keep in mind when you're starting. So if you're maybe just listening to this and wondering, okay, what are they talking about? What products did they start with? We most often start with what you've heard a few of the ladies refer to as the triplex combo. And what that is it's a bag of pink drinks, we call them usually. It comes in a stick like this. You pour it into your cup or into a water bottle, give it a shake or a quick stir. I like to add ice to mine because I like it nice and cold, and drink it up. And it is very tasty. And we have actually a few different great flavors of this as well too. So that is the first part of the triplex combo. Another key part is the ProBio, which you've heard them also refer to as well. That is our probiotic. It is actually a product that is 3-in-1. I would like to tell people, because it's not just basically a probiotic. It's got an antifungal in it. It's also got enzymes in it. And those digestive enzymes work really, really well at breaking down that junk that's built up in your system over time and getting it out. And then we also follow it up with the BioCleanse, which is the third part of the triplex combo. And we like to tell people to don't be scared about the word cleanse. It is a gentle cleanse. It's just a great form of vitamin C and a special magnesium blend to help flush all of that junk that the ProBio is getting rid of with the enzymes and getting it out of your system. So that is the triplex combo. Another one I want to highlight quickly too is something new that Plex has just released a couple of months ago, which is the Restore. This is a cellular detox blend along with an appetite suppressant blend, as well as a digestive blend. It is phenomenal for your liver. And if you know that your liver actually does over 300 functions in the body, you want your liver running optimally, and this is a great thing to help assist with that. It's a simple scoop that a lot of us like to take at bedtime before going to bed or in the evening. Some people enjoy it in the morning. You mix it in with a little bit of water and chug it down, and it tastes great. It's a great berry blend too. And so we'll let Kim wrap that up and let you know how you can get started.
Thank you so much, Julie. It's just like, there's more we could say about each of those products, obviously, but that's just the very, very short description of each of them. And so thank you for that. Thank you again for joining us tonight. Thank you for the people that shared. And if you are listening to this and you weren't on tonight, but you had someone share this video with you and you can relate to one or more multiple pieces of the stories, and you would like to get started on using them yourself, please talk to the person that shared the video with you, or if you're on here tonight, talk to the person that invited you to join us tonight, and they would be more than happy to get you started, and you would be able to start your own story. So thanks again, ladies, and thank you. And I said that already a million times, but I guess that's how thankful we really are.
It was
so enjoy
so
the
good.
rest of your night, and we'll talk to you again really soon.
Thank you. Good night.